Hi, my name is Isaiah Richmond, and this is my week 3 assignment for the business model analysis as it pertains to the traditional circus versus Cirque du Soleil. So we'll get right into it. First, we'll talk about the model. I wouldn't say Cirque du Soleil is completely different from the traditional version of how the circus was originally done, but it is an enhancement. They've taken some of what the traditional circuses were doing and just enhanced on it and pretty much created an added flair, made it a little bit more visually exciting for customers to come see it, and actually made it a little bit more marketable, honestly. So just to get right into it, we're going to talk about the differences and the variations. So a little bit of the differences is with the Cirque du Soleil as opposed to what the traditional platforms did. They kind of focused on glamorizing the tent, which a lot of traditional circuses were starting to get away from that. And they focused on prioritizing the animals a little bit more, whereas opposed to you had a famous clown or a famous stunt driver doing stunt going through rings, where you're just pretty much doing the same thing, just basically doing animal showings. Where the Cirque du Soleil, where they differed was they utilized the animals in a part of their tricks and put them on Front Street a lot more inclusion, and then they use more artistic, performing arts kind of things to kind of, enhance your experience, enhance the viewers. So, as far as the canvas elements for these two ventures, a little bit different. So, the unique value proposition for traditional was just like the animal shows, the star performers, their customer segment, which essentially was people who were looking to take their kids to see animals and excited about seeing those tricks. And the way they got their channels and revenue streams were through concessions and ticket sales. That was simply put. Whereas opposed to the Cirque du Soleil, like I said, they did a little bit more. They focused on the glamour and the look of it. They made it more appeasing for their consumers. They were able to reach a different fan base and customer segment because of that. They were able to expand their brand because of that. And then when it came to channels and revenue streams, they did deals with companies like Reebok, where they pretty much came up with the way their talent and performers performed on the stage during their circus acts. They turned those into an exercise videos where they can make a little bit extra revenue. They had a deal with Microsoft as well. Then they had to deal with Disney, where their circus stuff can be shown on their platforms, where Disney has like a streaming service. So they did different things and they put themselves in different market segments where they can kind of expand on their brand and continue to grow as the world of technology was growing as well, as opposed to traditional circuses kind of just becoming obsolete in the way they did things. So in conclusion, I think the biggest difference between a traditional circus and a Cirque du Soleil is Cirque du Soleil was able to pivot and expand on what was traditionally done. They took what traditional circuses shows was about, they took the root of it, and they just made it better. And that's my presentation.